Hi
And
there.
that is how I died to a gelatinous cube.
That's crazy!
Wow.
Hi folks, welcome to session 11 of Into the Abyss. I am your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or Asgard's D&D Adventures here on Twitch, and with me today we've got my amazing cast. We've got everybody here. We've got Charlie 182.0, we've got Wingo the Wizard, we have got AK Warlock, and we've got Lawless Ares Cosplay. Hi everybody, look at the faces, look at them, they all looking freaking awesome. That's how I died to a gelatinous cube.
Yeah, that gelatinous cube's name is Kevin. I died from adorableness.
You know I will make that an NPC. I will put that in the world somewhere, and they will be a gelatinous cube that the party has to deal with. I'll do it.
Named
Oh my
Kevin.
God, a gelatinous cube is a vendor of magical items, because magical items can't be destroyed when a gelatinous cube eats them. I will do this.
Great idea!
I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, updates that we've got so much for the channel. There's nothing majorly new coming up as of yet. What I will say is that I met my goal on TikTok. I hit 75k, which means that the battle royale that I have had planned for a while is going ahead. If you do want to, tag any creators you want to see involved in it, just go onto my TikTok, go to the most recent video, you can tag them in there. But so far we've got a great group of people coming in. We've got Alec the Bod, we have got the Raven Syndicate, the two that were drawn today. So we had Game Master Craig step out. He's not going to be taking part in it anymore just because of time constraints. But we do have Between Two Johns, and we've got Daxos the Daring, they're going to come in, and the other person we've got is Brandon the DM from Cantrip Cast, not myself. I'm a bit of a regular on Cantrip Cast, but I'm not that Brandon the DM. Brandon the DM that runs it, fantastic guy, great friend that I've met through D&D TikTok. It's going ahead. As soon as we've got all the players, we're going to talk about when we're going to do it, and we are going to do it for a charity. We are going to do it as like every single stream for the battle royale is going to be for the benefit of a charity. So any subs, any donations, any money we raise through that is going to go to that. And the charity we're going to do it for is the charity that Asgard's D&D Adventures always looks at primarily above everything else, because they give to basically everything, is the Critical Role Foundation. We've done, I believe, 2-3 fundraisers for them now. They've all went massively successful. I think in total we've raised close to $2,000 for them throughout our 3 fundraisers. What is it, Charlie? You've got a face.
No, he is just the face.
I'm receiving news.
You're receiving news.
Okay, it's of the secret nature. I can't share it. It's
Oh my god.
Okay. But yeah, that's all the major updates that I've got for the channel. Thank you very much, Trixie. It's my friend Trixie in the chat. Guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks very much for the congrats. Thank you. Yeah, that's really all I've got there. Again, we are taking a little bit of I'm taking a little bit of a step back to get a kind of sense on things. As of August, this is going to be what I'm doing full time. I'm going to be a stay-at-home dad while my wife goes off and earns the bacon, because we're a modern day family in this household. And well, she's a nurse, so she can bring in way more money than I ever will. Yeah, I'm going to be being a stay-at-home dad. I'm going to be doing this, mostly focusing on my kids and staying at home writing and basically bringing out all this amazing D&D content. It'll be moving up to close to about 6 days a week that I'll be doing D&D stuff, which is going to be fantastic. As of August, we're going to be starting to really ramp up, getting that merch store out there. And getting new one-shots and stuff planned out. I have a full book of one-shots. I'm just really terrible at keeping myself organised enough to actually put out when I want to play them. But that is going to be taken care of. Going on to the recap of last session, I have decided that it has been close to 2 years now where I've been struggling to fight ADHD to get recaps out. And one of my D&D... thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. And one of my friends in a DM chat group pointed out to me that sometimes the party doing the recap can be really beneficial for understanding how characters view things. So I'm going to do this for a little while where I go, guys, what happened last session?
Who wants to go?
It might be nice if you pick a player and they recap it in character. One per go.
Do you know what? That's fantastic. And as it's the first one, we're going to let the dice decide. Where's that D4?
Let's do it.
So
good.
4. Oh lord.
And we're going to use the Fey fuckery dice. If it's a 1, it's going to be Gloombeak. If it's a 2, it's going to be Fallon. If it's a 3, it's going to be the newly returned Varys. And if it's a 4, it's going to be Sue. The dice have spoken, and it's so telling that it is the Fey fuckery dice because it's Fallon. So yeah, Fallon, what happened last session?
So after our very fun experience with the Lich, Fallon sees her friend revived after losing something. I don't remember what, but we got here, and Varys is there, and he's alive, and he's not dead, and he doesn't have any cuts on him. That's weird. He's been falling for a while, and I go give him a hug, and he avoided me, and I hit my face against the wall. And after that, it got a little fuzzy. I'm pretty sure we hugged a little bit. It got a little smooshy. Not him, me. I can't handle my emotions apparently. So we tried to leave and realized that we didn't really have a plan for that. And so I called to my Fae friend. It's been 2 weeks. Losing my mind right now. Friend name.
Puck?
Puck, thank you. One syllable, couldn't figure it out. I called to Puck for guidance, and he explained to us that he had an option. It wasn't a good option, but it is an option. So we followed a light just like a moth to a lantern, and we just kind of fall in style towards the light. And we get there, and it's kind of creepy. Like normal. Everything in the Abyss is really creepy. It's okay, though. It's shadows. I like it. The Void's actually a whole big shadow. I really like that. So we go into this cave, and it's weird. And then there's like a big statue. And then there's another statue. And then there's another statue. One has a long sword, one has a bow, and one has a scythe. And I had said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the deal, and I'm going to save my friends. And I did it, and I got a longsword, and it was really cool. And then Varys was an asshole. And he also touched the statue and got a bow. And then Gloombeak, also touched the statue and got a scythe. So much for fucking self-sacrifice, huh, guys? And so we make deals, and I get us to the sticks. And Sue asks us what we traded for these beautiful weapons. And we all avoided that question like the plague. And we dropped Varys' coin in the sticks. And we got to the Gaping Maw. And then I looked up, and things got a little hairy.
Oh.
Well.
How was that?
That's
perfect.
That's a lot to take in 30 seconds. Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. That is
I actually took notes last week.
That is actually where we left off. We left off with Fallon looking up to the high sky of the Gaping Maw and seeing that there was a giant round moon. And yeah, then we had a little thing happen there. So we're gonna have to go into that. So we have discussed everything about what's happening next, haven't we, Fallon? We did discuss all the kind of checks and stuff that have to be made, yeah? Okay, well the first one I'm going to have, this is the first time I've got to ask this, I'm going to have to ask you to make your transformation save DC, please. You seem to be muted.
Apologies. My con, correct?
Yes.
Just like everything else, Fallon falls. I'm pretty sure a 9 does not make it.
Your DC is your 8 plus your proficiency plus. Oh wait, no, tell a lie. It's a strength.
Oh, strength is no, strength is worse. Strength is 6. Strength is so much worse. This is 6. Con is so much better.
Okay, so it's really sad to say it's because so you've added on your proficiency to that, yeah?
10. So it would be a 6. A 6 plus 4 would be 10.
Okay. Give me just a wee moment just to double check on these.
As I go to the page that I need to be at.
Okay.
Oh God, he's laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm just reading this out here. Okay, so you immediately take on your form.
Oh yeah.
So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to describe, because I don't believe that all lycanthropes look the same. I believe they're heavily affected by what the player is. So what does your werebear form look like?
So Fallon is inherently this midnight blue with like tiny horns. The horns turn into those little cute beer ears. It's not cute, but they're her snout elongates to about right here, and her teeth aren't yellow, they're not white, they're actually blood red. And she has this dark midnight blue fur that almost shines like there's stars in it a little bit. Like there's this very mystical hag-like, but she kind of smells like wet dog, like straight up.
Fantastic. So you guys watch as Fallon becomes this, and when I say that this is huge, I mean this creature is. Werebears generally tend to be some of the larger lycanthropes. The one that Fallon was bitten by happened to be a Goliath beforehand as well, so it's not quite that large. We're not talking like, 16, 17 feet tall, but easily within the 9, 10 foot tall.
So like a polar bear.
A little bit
on
short,
its hind legs.
A little bit shorter.
Black
than a polar
bear?
bear.
Like a black bear?
Closer to like a brown bear.
Kodiak.
Yeah.
I'm just a really fat black bear.
Oh no!
So the change does come over you now. What I need you to do is, I'm going to ask you to make the exact same saving throw with the exact same DC, but instead I'd like you to use your wisdom to see if your mind will stay.
Oh no.
I'm actually very wise. But the dice say no! That's a 3 plus 4 plus proficiency?
Plus your proficiency on these, yes.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11?
With the DC being, as it says in the book, the DC is a 10. So you're so that the positive part, your mind is still there. You are still hampered by the rules of helpless creatures and that kind of thing. You still can't resist that kind of thing. But for the most part, your mind is still there. Unfortunately, the part that does change is your body. So lycanthropy is in no way, shape, or form as simple as just sprouting hair and changing shape. Your bones break. Your organs fail in order to shrink. So, one of the best examples I've ever heard of it explained is in a UK TV show called Being Human, where I'm just going to say exactly what they say during the process of the werewolf changing shape, and that is that they should be dead within 30 seconds. A lycanthrope's heart is 2/3 the size of a mortal's, so in order for it to shrink, first it has to stop. So basically they have a heart attack. While they're having their heart attack, all their other organs are smaller too, so they're also having liver and kidney failure.
No wonder it's so painful to change.
Ow!
If they stop screaming, it's not because the pain's alleviated in any way, shape or form, but it's because their vocal cords are tearing, shredding and reforming to make way for a more bestial vocal tone. They literally can't make a sound. And the greatest thing, and the reason that this is no mere accident, is because they're conscious through the whole thing. It keeps them alive. Any normal person would have died of shock, but by now the pituitary gland is funneling endorphins into their body to alleviate the pain, but pretty soon that's going to die out too. And they keep conscious through this. They're dragged through hell, fire and brimstone, and all the meanwhile they're kept conscious through it. And this is why this is no... to you, Fallon, this would be almost like innate knowledge. This isn't like an evolution. This isn't like a disease. This isn't like something that's just popped up. This is like the thumbprint of some angry, vengeful being, because it's so cruel. It's perfect. But
Fallon's inner monologue. I don't think I'm immune to this.
But the thing is that, well, for Fallon, this may seem like an eternity drawn out. In reality, it's in the space of like a turn. So it's like 6 seconds. 6 seconds of this pain and this shifting. And Fallon, the pain is gone. Almost as quick as it came. It's like one moment your body is, every single nerve in your body is screaming, and the next they're like, oh cool, what the fuck was that?
Fallon, you see like the top, because now I'm on all fours and I'm top heavy now, and you just kind of see me do that, one of those long dog stretches, but really I'm kind of just like falling on my own body weight because I'm so much bigger, and I come back and I just do this loud growl, just ah!
So you guys would now see in front of you an easily 8.5, 9 feet tall werebear.
Whose horse is that?
Whose horse is that? With it, as Fallon described, this really, really deep, almost black, midnight blue fur with these almost like star-spangling patterns through it. How's the party reacting to this?
Gloombeak is going to step forward, like he is going to attack, but also all of his feathers are raised like any bird of prey who is terrified. Like he is poofed up, but like on the defensive.
Okay. Sue. What's to this?
I think Sue is just going to with caution and be like, Fallon? Hey, Hey, can you hear me? Just from a safe distance, trying to see if there's any recognition behind those eyes.
Okay, and Varys, what about yourself?
Kevin stands off to the side, brow furrowed, like cautious, ready to dive away if he needs to. But he's trying to, like, based on what he just saw, does he know what this is? Does he know what happened?
I mean, you were all there in the fight, in the arena, in the labyrinth. You all saw the foe that Fallon kind of went toe-to-toe with for the longest time. It's fairly evident to the majority of you that this is lycanthropy.
And it's not a disease.
This is not a disease, no.
Well, Fallon, are you aware of what's happening?
Varys, I believe Fallon knows that they are aware. But
Hold on, Limbic, I do want to hear that, but let Varys finish up on what they were doing there.
no, I'm sorry. I had to make that joke. I'm sorry.
That was it. That was it. Aware. Where? Are you aware? That's all. Thank you. Like,
That was fantastic.
I'm going to start dishing out psychic damage. I really am.
no. I gave you what I was
You
going
give
for. I
ins-
appreciate it.
You give inspiration right now. That was fantastic.
I will not give inspiration to that. I will not be intimidated into giving inspiration. I will hand out psychic damage like nobody's business.
Do it. You won't. Gloombeak is his own psychic damage.
Gloombeak is just a walking psychic damage.
Oh my god!
Gloombeak's just a walking synaptic static. waiting to happen.
I love my chaotic stupid.
He is chaotic
Oh.
stupid. Gloombeak is just real big chaotic stupid.
Oh, I fucking love him. Anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to derail.
No,
Go ahead,
beautiful. Thank you for picking up on that. Kind of like cautiously start stepping forward to see what do we call this form? It needs its own name. Something special, something funny. I'll think on it. But like
Baron.
Baron.
Fallon. It's like Baron.
Baron. Baron's a name.
This pun is a little barren.
Yeah. Approaches Bear Fallon and like waits to like see if there's a reaction.
I'm panting right now, and you said last game, if I remember correctly, that we were next to water,
Yes.
where we could see water. I am hightailing it at this point because right now, what's going on in Fallon's head is, "Ow, that fucking hurt! Oh my god, I'm furry. What is going on?" Because in my mind, I was immune to this disease.
Okay.
It's not a disease.
So as you're, so when I say there's water nearby, it's like you're on what is kind of like brine flats. If you know what a brine flat is, that's what you're on just now. It's almost like it's like enlarged dunes of brine flats, as if maybe this place was once submerged by water, and the water has since receded, and it's left this behind. As you tear through it, like you can feel what was once your hands. You can feel it ripping up chunks of the ground as you hightail it through, and there's none of this like, you know, sleek, graceful running of like a canine or a feline. It's that lumbering one paw before the other of a bear.
Oh, especially if I'm going down a dune, like I can totally see myself just non-dexterously, like just start rolling,
like you are full on Kenai from Brother Bear for like the first 15 minutes of him being
absolutely.
like you're full rolling around and shit, and eventually you do land full on in this little like patch. It's like a rock pool.
I'm looking down and I want to. I look at my reflection.
Yeah, you can wholeheartedly see yourself. Like you can see that you are a bear, or you can see somewhat humanoid features. Like your eyes still look like your eyes. Your cheekbones are still there, but your cheekbones almost seem to stretch out when it forms this kind of like snout.
So just along with Brother Bear, you guys see her go over the horizon, and you just hear this ridiculously like desperate roar, and like birds come up. Ah!
Oh no.
So to the party, how do you guys want to react to Fallon tearing away towards this pool to see himself?
Oh, immediately dash after them.
I guess I I'm following, because now I don't want Varys to possibly get mauled by a bear. We just got him back.
That would be embarrassing.
Ah!
Absolutely
Anyway,
unbearable.
Guys, continue with this course of action. There will be grisly consequences.
oh, okay.
Elmo's gonna sue!
Like, guys, I know that I usually play quite the loose DM, and I'm really cool with deviating from track as well, okay? But I can be the polar opposite.
I was trying to use polar.
Fucking love this group. Anyway, Gloombeak is gonna walk behind everybody, but is like he keeps looking from like one side to the other as he's like having a mental conversation with himself. Like, I don't. Is she an ally? Like, is she going to attack us? I don't. Can we really trust them? Look, we've seen bears in the woods before, but those bears weren't bears. And he's just like talking to himself. Arguing with himself. With the two minds of his own.
I'm not used to being the weirdest one in the party.
Well, you definitely are now.
Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Oh.
But things are about to get furry.
Oh, these are really milking it.
Really should look to barbarian now.
So just to confirm to myself here,
Barbarian.
Fallon, you don't have any horns. You don't have your crown fixture in it.
So what it looks like right now is the horns that I normally have that kind of stick up and go backwards. My ears are kind of pointed, almost like werewolf, but not. And that's what it looks like my horns, but they're not. They're my ears.
Okay, got you.
I assume that being in my normal form, I'm able to navigate this hillside with a bit more elegance than Fallon was able to.
Yeah. Just a tad.
Okay. When I get to the bottom, I'm just gonna wait for everyone else to catch up before I do anything. And in 2 seconds, I'll be right back.
Okay, what
I
about...
will be right back too because there's someone at my door.
Oh.
Okay,
But I'm just gonna walk up.
Okay, then we'll go to Sue.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to be doing here at all?
I'm going to cautiously go up to Bear Fallon and just sort of like with the end of my wing just kind of try and brush against her like.
Oh, I do this typical Fallon thing where I go right into your chest and my head is like the size of your torso, so I almost knock you over. And you could just see, like, I'm just like, almost to say, it wasn't a disease!
I'm gonna be scared, absolutely terrified for a moment of just... It's okay!
Oh, sorry. No, just take a second to get your to get your bearings. I'm sorry, but I have to use this opportunity while I have it.
She like nips at you, like.
Okay.
I maybe wouldn't do that. If you break the skin, we could have a whole party of lycanthropes.
What would an Eric Hulk with lycanthrope?
We could be the Bursley Bears.
I hate that I've done this.
This was all you.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you.
So just to be clear, just while I have you for a second, I'm not. I failed the original one, so I'm in the
So you failed this
second form.
Yes, so you're in the form that is you're in your bear form, like were-bear form. You're in the largest of the forms. I did look over and I did realise that we have had a bit of a miscommunication here. You will only ever have 2 forms other than your natural form. The hybrid form is always going to be your were-bear form. Eventually later on you get your kindred form, which is where you become a bear. The check that comes into play is if you become feral or if you have control. So you failed the save to control the transformation, but you passed the one to retain control. So you're not overcome by the hunt, you're not attacking the closest thing you can see that isn't a player character, but you still deal with, like, you know, you have to attack helpless creatures, that kind of thing.
Okay, so my question is, do I get the shape changer's form boon?
From the moment that you're a lycanthrope, you are a shape changer.
Awesome, okay.
Yeah, so your hybrid transformation is what you will always have, okay? The only difference that comes into it is if you fail the wisdom saving throw, then you can't cast, you wouldn't be able to cast spells because that would involve stopping. Whereas if you have failed the wisdom saving throw, you can't stop. You constantly move and attack, raw aggression. Whereas in this instance, you could feasibly cast a spell because your wisdom, like your mind, is still there.
Awesome.
Flurry of Blows is a bear?
We have discussed this, and I will be allowing that.
And
oh my god.
As long as they pass the wisdom save, they'll be allowed to utilise things like Flurry of Blows. Other than that, it is just all-out raw aggression where they would just have what is there as their base. Like, they would have their unarmed attacks, as many attacks as they can make, and then that's it.
And with my change, it's not like a wild shape. I still have my sword on my back, correct?
So this is one point where it says it can be up to you. You can use weapons and equipment as normal. You would get to choose if you would like your... so it says any armor you're wearing merges into your hybrid form or immediately drops to the ground. So I'm cool with your armor merging into you.
I would like to use my... I don't know what the sword does yet, but I would like to use it.
Okay. So if you want to keep the sword out, you can do that. It will come to the sword being used before I give any kind of notification, before I put it on your character sheet, basically, and let you see
Fair enough.
what it does. But yeah, Fallon, you now see yourself as what you are, as this large werebear. How's Fallon taking that?
As she's been through this entire campaign, this emotionalist monk that I built, she's crying like a freaking cub. But like now it's like she's slobbering, so like there's like a river. You're a very soggy raven.
Oh.
It's not a very good time, and after probably about a minute or two, she just kind of like she uses like big snort and like boogers come out, and she looks at everyone and just kind of sits and just kind of tilts her head.
How is everybody reacting to this werebear that is now with the party?
With the slightest amount of horror. You might want to brush your face off in the water. You have a little bit of, well, everywhere actually.
She like sticks her whole snout in and
better. So I'm guessing this change isn't forever. Brandon, what would I have learned at the academy or across my time about lycanthropy?
Make me a history check.
I like that you understood what my snort meant.
That's actually a 30.
Oh wow.
30, okay.
Yeah,
So
17 on the die. Good
so
start.
lycanthropy, you would know that it depends on the form taken. Some forms of lycanthropy, like werewolves and were-rats and were-ravens, tend to be quite easy on the body. You know, werewolves don't usually change much in size compared to their natural form. However, you would know that larger forms like were-bears, were-boars, they are much larger than their natural form, so it can have quite a devastating effect on the body during the change. You would also know that generally when they change, it's not for long. It's like over the course of the month their body builds up a fuse, and then when they change, they cover that fuse in gasoline and light it on fire. So this would come into play. Fallon, your constitution modifier, what is that?
+2.
Okay, so you will change at any given point. You can only hold the change for 2 hours.
Awesome.
Body will naturally only sustain it for that length of time. So you would know, Varys, that this is not a permanent thing. Only one type of lycanthropy ever has the tendency to go permanent. And that's an exceptionally rare type of lycanthropy that you know is... There's only been, as far as you're aware, 2 recorded cases. And that's a Lugaroo.
God damn it!
My favorite monster of all time.
We have a Lugaroo in our Sunday campaign, and they've met a whole pack of Lugaroos.
Yep.
Right. No, this is not permanent. It will go away. I cannot tell you when. Give it some hours. Listen, I know... excuse you? Okay, listen, if this is going to work, you have to work with me. This is what it is.
Gloombeak is in the middle of, like, him going to say something. Just put a hand on his shoulder. And in Fallon's voice, you know, she could be useful like this. We do have that big bitch, possibly, to take care of.
Hey, what's your sense of smell?
As you guys are talking, you see Fallon starting to try and walk and, like, kind of understand the balance that's happening with them. Like, because now, like...
Because, like, what were you going to say there?
I'm normally standing up, and I'm fairly thin, and now I got a dump truck and a big-ass head. So my balance is off, and as a monk, being balanced is kind of
as big as Fallon's ego.
It's unbearable! I barely know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get my bearings.
Right, for the 3 in a row there, this save is this check is going to be made at disadvantage.
I'll take it. Okay.
You're going to need to make me I think the closest, honestly, would be like an acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm great at...
You're getting disadvantage on it though. I'm not having that. I'm not having the triple bear pun go unpunished.
Oh, come on.
Unpunished?
Possibly?
4. That's 4.
Just saying. You know what? I still got a 16. You're the one that chose me, my friend. You knew this was coming.
So sadly, the number I had in my head, that is enough to pass it. So you're able to kind of figure out how to walk as this. I mean, it's not by any way, shape or form difficult. It's like tricky to get it down, then once you've got it down, you're sorted. So you can walk comfortably in this large 2-legged form.
2-legged or 4-legged?
Oh, you can be either. You can be 2-legged or 4-legged.
I'm trying 4-legged, then I try to go to 2 legs, and then Fallon starts just figuring out what's going on here. And then she just kind of looks at you again, sits, and tilts her head again.
Are you able to detect a scent that we could follow through here?
Are you looking?
Do I smell anything?
You can certainly try. Roll me a perception check. You will have advantage because as a lycanthrope, you have keen senses.
Yes, I do. That is a natural 20.
Oh!
That was a natural 19 and a natural 20.
Okay, so what is the total on that?
The total, using perception, correct?
Yes.
That is a 28.
Okay. Varys, I have to ask this of you.
Okay.
When Varys thinks to their sister, what scent comes to mind? Lavender. How fitting. Given that you guys sat with the god of death and the flower that represents the elven god of death is lavender. But yeah, so there's a lot of different scents around here. The majority of the scent I hear is salt, like hard, like not like like general like table salt, like hard, crusted, dried out sea salt. You are on brine flats, which are made up of mostly salt and sand. You can smell a lot of other things. You can smell the typical sense of like rot, decay, the general scents that have lingered around most of the abyss, but they're a lot stronger here. With your sense of hearing, you can smell. With your sense of hearing, you can smell. Yes, you now have synesthesia as well as that. You can see the sound of David Bowie singing. No, like you can hear in the distance, like you can hear creatures gibbering in this rainforest. You can hear the sound of like apes. You can hear the sound of demonic chanting. Again, things that are fairly present within the abyss. But underneath it all, you get this faint trail of lavender that leads down and towards this large patch of ocean. Maybe about 400-500 feet away. Between you and there is a big there is a patch of this like rainforest surrounding.
You see Fallon's head kind of going, and you can see she's making noises, like disgusted snorts at certain areas, and then her head goes and her ears kind of go like this. And she looks at Varys and looks at that, and looks at Varys and looks at that, and looks at Varys and looks at that, and she'll start walking in that direction.
And Varys, I think she wants you to follow her.
Varys, is there like trees and stuff surrounding the area at all, or?
Yeah, I mean it's like going down these brine flats would lead you towards like a rainforest.
Gotcha. He's gonna try to like Mario style bounce off the terrain to get up to Fallon's shoulder, since Fallon is like 8 feet now.
Okay.
Oh, I want to fly up and perch on Fallon's back.
Fallon, you have zero issues with this new weight added to you. Absolutely none.
What you see? Oh God! What you feel is you can, as she's walking, you can see on her right shoulder she's like twitching a little bit, and her paw comes up and she's trying to like scratch, and she's not. You can tell she's not making it, and then she just kind of looks back at Sue and goes,
Does that mean you want me to get down? Oh, you're itchy. And Sue's gonna go over with her beak and just kind of like...
Fallon keep. You can see it goes from like this really slow, then you can see the confidence going, and then it starts going faster. And Fallon's just trotting like she was doing this entire time.
This is fantastic.
This is my first time RPing without talking, and I'm hoping I'm doing an okay job.
You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie.
Good job, sweetie.
I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Oh.
So many bear gifts. Some of them are.
You don't meet the right qualifications.
Koalas aren't bears. I do not give you inspiration for that one. Do not pass.
You haven't got.
Do not collect $200. This is Fallon making dex checks. This is Fallon making self checks. I just put a GIF in. Okay, so back to game. No more distractions. No more distractions. Bad, Brandon.
That's a lie.
Is the party following Fallon as they make their way following this scent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys make your way towards this rainforest area, as you guys get to the edge of it, literally about 2 or 3 steps away from entering into the dense darkness of this rainforest, I'm not even going to make you roll perception checks on this, guys. Fallon, you can definitely hear it. The rest of you can also hear it. The screams coming from inside here. They sound like a combination of large reptilian creatures, wild apes screaming at the top of their voices, and underneath that cacophony and wailing sounds you can hear the sound of what appears to be humanoids screaming as... I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have ever looked up the strength of primates, but let's just say gorillas ain't the ones you got to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Like an orangutan can mess up your day.
And chimpanzees? Huh.
Orangutans are the worst. I've seen in person the results of several different primate bites. The worst bite I've ever seen, period, in, period, my, period, career, period, was an orangutan bite.
I mean, you don't fuck with baboons either, but orangutans are...
But, like, orangutans will fucking ruin your life.
Mm-hmm.
And the tensile strength they've got, an orangutan can take on a gorilla in a fight. And
You guys get distracted so easily.
I have ADHD.
Yep.
But yeah, so these are the kind of screams you can hear. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that kind of really high, like from the gut screaming that primates can do when they're aggressive. Like, that is what is... I'm not talking about, like, you know, you can hear it in the distance, like, you know, you're watching Bear Grylls traipsing through the Congo. Like, it is everywhere. It is surrounding you. Sue, Glunbeak, no save on this. Your feathers would be up. Varys, there would be, like, sharp shivers running up your spine. Fallon, your hackles, like the fur around like your chest and your throat and your shoulder area would be bristled up, like pure innate primal reactions to this. Do you guys continue in?
Doesn't this seem warm and exciting and inviting?
Better than whatever the big thing was. I didn't want to fight it.
The Demogorgon, we might still have to.
I'm not sure this is better.
It's the way to our objective.
That doesn't make it better, but alright.
I mean, we could continue to explore the area and try to find something that might be used to kill the giant thing, Demogorgon. Yeah.
Fallon looks at you and just... she just sits down, just looks at you and...
No, I'm sorry, you're right. No, changing plans.
I'm not changing plans, I'm just saying it's not better.
I will take monkey over monster any day.
That sounds like a lot of monkey, though.
Fallon gets up and starts walking towards the lavender scent.
Yes, follow Fallon. Follow Fallon.
Not like she can argue!
So
We're following Fallon.
So Fallon's moving towards, and Fallon is moving, following the scent of the lavender. Okay, Fallon.
Unless someone says something otherwise, yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
Anybody trying to convince Fallon not to?
No?
I would love to see you try.
We do have a hydrate and a posture check that was dropped in. I do apologise that I've missed that.
Oh, the water.
I just really liked the group, like, grunt as we all remembered to sit up straight.
So Sue, Varys, Gloombeak, all following Fallon into this jungle.
Yep.
What I'm going to do, guys, is Astrid is getting a little bit gurgly, and I do have some quick notes I want to flick through on this. Do you guys mind if we take a quick, like, just 10 minutes, no going in or screaming anything, just 10 minutes sitting around, just while I kind of go through everything and check Astrid's okay?
Yeah.
Totally.
Thank you very much, folks. Just a wee quick 10 minutes.
So I told Ellie about the puns.
Yeah. What are
She can hardly bear it.
Yep.
Yep. Alright.
You know, I know that it's a new thing, and I know that these bear puns won't last forever. But at the moment, they are hard to bear. Hi, Astrid!
Astrid!
Hello!
Aw. That's fair.
Aww.
Okay.
I'm gonna quick go and fill my water.
Do it. Highly encouraged.
Hydrate or dehydrate?
No. Hydrate or die straight.
There. I'll drink to that. This is tea.
And on that note, woo!
I don't know if you guys can hear, but my cat is purring very loudly.
And not here, but purr.
No, there's mic on my... There's hair on my mic now.
Careful, your mic might turn into a werecat.
That'd be fine, then I'd have a third cat. And my mom couldn't stop me. Has spring break started around where anyone else is? Because I think it's starting to start around my area. And because it's... Go ahead.
I'm on spring break right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But what about your area? It's
Because it's a beach town, I'm noticing an uptake in human beings.
disgusting, isn't it? I'm so sorry.
Thanks, me too.
I'm not sitting here searching more bear puns.
That's unbearable.
It's pandemonium.
There will be no living with her after this. It's a shame you don't have kids because they could say, I turned my mind to a bear.
I literally did a Merida cosplay today.
I started Gravity Falls. It's so good.
Oh, yes!
I have a Waddles plushie
I know
somewhere.
nothing about it. Like, I
can help
have
you.
no knowledge of the greater mystery that's coming up.
So-
I just watched the episode with the bottomless pit. That's where I'm at. They just did the bottomless pit.
My ex actually was one of the fans that went like deep delve into it.
Wow.
Nice.
So I got to hear all about the deep delve. But if you play all of the endings backwards, there is a message. That weird like whisper sound that you hear at the end is in reverse.
Yeah, I remember me and my friend Andy watched all of Gravity Falls, and we would look up what every ending thing said after every episode. It was always really cool. But also, I think you could cosplay a good Dipper.
Me? Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I hate how Dipper is a new Ken character for me.
Yeah, I do Mabel, and I also have Wendy that I'm going to do.
You have great Wendy energy, truly.
Thank you. And it's not just because every time there's a redheaded character in something, someone tells me to cosplay it. No, I love Wendy. She's so cool.
Fallon has Mabel energy. I do not know
Absolutely.
if Wingle does.
Who's Mabel?
Gravity
From
Falls.
Gravity Falls.
You would actually enjoy that show.
You really would, I think.
You really would.
I will, someone DM it to me so I remember to watch it later.
It's 2 seasons, and yeah.
I will watch it and compare. Winkle and M are two the same, one and the same.
What show are we talking about?
Gravity Falls. And who has what energy?
Apparently I'm Mabel.
Correct.
I have never watched Gravity Falls.
But you have Grunkle Stan energy, you just don't know it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You do have
my
Grunkle Stan
God.
energy.
It's wonderful. He's a fantastic con artist.
AK, I could see you being Seuss a little bit, just with the protective, like, goes along with whatever needs to be, or whatever should be done energy.
I don't know how to react to this. Ooh.
So,
Watch Gravity Falls.
Grunkle Stan is very charismatic, and he knows how to talk people around things.
Okay.
And Mabel?
Mabel is Mabel.
That's helpful.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
She beat up a fucking unicorn because the unicorn made fun of her.
I'm not there yet. but
That
that's
doesn't sound
hilarious.
like me at all.
Can I be Mabel? Actually, no, I don't want to be Mabel. She beat up a unicorn. I would never beat up my national animal.
So just so you know, someone followed me on TikTok called Baja Bear, and I feel like it's a sign.
Somebody plays Merida, cosplays Merida today. Fallon turns into a bear. It's a shame Fallon doesn't have kids. because then, you know, I turned my mom into a bear.
I guess I'm Fallon's kid for the
I gave my
day.
mammy a cake, she turned into a big bear, my Olgin tried to dare in. If that's not a pure mess, I didn't care what it is.
No. Yeah. Give me mummy cake. I can't do a Scottish accent really well. I'm just gonna insult Bran.
I love hearing Americans attempt Scottish accents. It's great. Do you know so I've always said that when it comes to imitating Scottish accents, I will be 100% honest. Like, if you're shit, I will tell you that is dog shit. Never do that ever again. And I told an American, I just said to her, I mean, like, it's alright, but it doesn't sound completely Scottish. It sounds a bit Irish. And they took so much offence. Like, they're like, I'm just never going to play dwarves ever again. I was like, one, you've just given away that you buy into the stereotype that dwarves have to be Scottish. Like, it's kind of annoying, but like, okay.
If I try to do a British accent, it slowly turns into an Australian one, and I have no idea why.
Whenever I try to do Jamaican accents, like, it starts Jamaican then turns Welsh. I have no idea why. Like, I start cause like I've got a friend of mine who is like, this is the most disconcerting thing for a while, right? And as I'm older, I understand it now. But he's white, and he was born and raised in Jamaica. So he has a strong Jamaican accent, and it was always so disconcerting, and like, it was like, it's like hearing a cat bark. Like, you're like, because of like social media and because of like the media representation of Jamaican accents, you never expect it. And you know, as I got older, it was just like, yeah, cool. Like, I mean, you can be from any country, have any colour skin, have any accent. It depends on where you're raised and the colloquialisms you're around. But I remember he was like, go give me your. I was like, give me your best impression of Scottish accent, and his Scottish accent was brilliant. It was tremendous. It sounded like he was from like Edinburgh, because he was like, you know, it was a very like well pronounced Scottish accent, like very similar to like modern day like Scottish actors and such who go to Hollywood and they have to talk like this to be understood. And then he was like, well, give me your best Jamaican accent, and I literally sounded like this. I went, well, hello there. It's like, I'm straight from the valleys. I'm from Barry, I am. I'm from the Isle of Barry, as I am.
Is not Jamaican.
He literally just looked at me and went, psst, and I was like, fuck. Okay. And ever since then, I will never do a Jamaican accent ever again in my life. But yeah, accents are really weird. Like, I've heard so many people do Scottish accents, and then like, you know, they don't even, like, I don't even know which country they're from. I'm like, where do you think you're from? Because it's not Scotland. I heard somebody do a Scottish accent. I was like, oh, I love that. What part of Scotland are you from? Dublin?
Oh!
Like, they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. Like,
okay, guys, let's stop monkeying them around.
oh, right, I swear.
No, we can't.
The session, I will do it. Yeah, I was about to say, well, we've been having this. I have been going over the notes. I've got everything that I need in line. So, we are going to get back into it now. And the first thing that I need as we get back into it is, I need everybody to decide. How are you going through this jungle?
Like Tarzan.
It's possible. You can do it, by the way.
I'm kidding.
If you would like to swing through the jungle, I have rolls you can make for it.
George of the jungle.
The jungle?
Strong as he can be.
Anyway.
Out for that tree.
I would probably just be trying to keep a watchful eye around Arrow Noct while sitting on Fallon's shoulder, just to see if anything approaches.
I'm probably going to be doing something pretty similar.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, Varys and Sue moving forward quite, like, you know, trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Okay. Fallon, how are you progressing through this jungle? Our resident bloodhound.
You know when something is just fixated on, it's like an ADHD hyperfixation. I have this lavender scent. It's the only nice smell that I actually smell. So I'm like I think I'm hyper focused on that. I trust my pack. They got my back, even though they're on it. They got it. So I don't feel
It's like a soccer mom going to a Kohl's sale on Black Friday.
Or, any woman going to Target.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a bad example because they never come out with the right thing.
You could come up with the right thing. It's just that, there's also going to be like 5 other things.
I'm going for the lavender right now. So I'm just trying to keep us on track. I'm keeping a slower pace because even though I'm big, I'm trying not to be clunky, if that makes sense.
Okay. So in that sense, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Sue and Varys, I have the DC needed for stealth checks. I need you guys to make stealth checks. This is going to be a bit more difficult because you're going to have to cover the stealth check total for 3 people rather than 2. On top of that, Fallon, I need you to make me a perception check to continue to follow this trail. You will make it with advantage because of your keen senses. Gloombeak, how are you moving through this jungle?
To be honest, I don't think with how Gloombeak is like kind of talking to himself because it's weird now that there's another voice in his head, but it's arguing with himself. I don't think he's really paying attention.
Okay, so Gloombeak is just following.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gloombeak, you don't need to do a damn thing. Guys.
Sorry, guys.
Go ahead.
Are we trying to cover stealth for 4? Okay.
No, you're still covering stealth for 3.
Ooh. That is a 27 on my end.
27 in total for you. Fantastic, Sue.
Let me check my stealth. Okay, that's that. And then roll 13.
So 27
When did you get
here? Is a 40, right?
Mm.
Okay. You guys are making your way through here. You're making your way through this jungle, and as you're following this Fallon, you are going to find eventually this something that may have like given part of this scent. The scent still carries on, but a big chunk of this scent suddenly leads you towards like a grove, like an almost like a banyan grove within this rainforest. If you've ever seen ape nesting, like those big kind of pits of leaves they make, like that. And in the center of it, you are going to see like a scrap of cloth. It's a beautiful, very similar to your fur, but instead of blue, purple. With like a really kind of like rich silvery trim. It's filigree silver, but it's like so thin and woven it bends like material. You naturally have a bit of a sting to the back of your nose because you can smell this as pure silver that has been woven into this. It reeks of this lavender, and you can smell the trail leads you a bit further through. Varys and Sue, as you're on Fallon's back, I would like you guys to make the perception checks as well to see if you would also spot this. And Gloombeak, you can just carry on doing exactly what you're doing, having a conversation with yourself.
Never told you what I rolled.
Yeah, I'm saying that what you've walked into with your scent, with tracking this. What I'm going to ask you is for in a moment.
Oh, I already rolled. You said it before, so I already rolled it. So.
No. I want you to keep that number. Keep it in mind. But I'm telling you what you're going to get anyway, based purely on the fact of with your animal senses. Your perception check is going to come in a moment.
Okay.
I need it from
Thank you.
first.
16.
16?
7.
Yeah, okay. So as you guys walk in, Varys, you're also going to see the scrap of cloth. To you it looks a little bit familiar, but you're not close enough to it yet. It will involve an investigation check. Sue, you ain't got a damn clue. Fallon, what did you roll for your perception check?
I got a 23.
On a 23, there's another smell that clogs at the back of your throat. wet fur. But the wet smell is coupled with like a metallic scent, not like silver, like heavy iron. While I'm going to deviate from you for just a moment, but this will all kind of happen at the same point. Varys, I need you to roll for me an investigation check.
I'm with it. 23.
On a 23 with that investigation, this is a scrap of cloth that you're familiar with. It is it's from robes that a high priestess of Loth would wear, specifically one who was about to be made a high priestess of Loth. And as you get closer, you would get that familiar scent from it yourself. That lavender that you would associate with Abriel. Fallon, with the scent, as you look around for it, you realise that this entire grove, as you guys have walked in, what only becomes evident now, this is the first patch of the jungle you guys have came to where it got quiet. And surrounding you in the trees are loads of apes.
Fallon immediately gets into a defensive pose, just like getting her bearings and
Yeah.
and then she's like that low growl, and you get like the ones that are on their back. You can see like the back of her mane is just standing on edge as she just kind of looks around, just waits for the first thing to attack.
All they seem to do is watch you. There is a couple of traits here that they have that look different. For one, so they have this kind of very orangutan-like appearance. So they have like the heavy orange fur. But their arms and their feet don't look like ape feet. They're scaled. They're like lizard feet. To the point where like they have, it's less like they grip like hands with their feet, and like their claws are sunk into the tree trunks. The hair travels down to about where their elbow starts to bend, and then it's like mange before it gives way to these green scales and these thick claws. Their teeth are a horrible yellowish green color, as if like, and the lining of their gums drips with this almost like translucent green drool, and they watch you with very reptilian eyes. One of them starts to give this very kind of like and it starts to pick up. Another one starts, and then another one, and then more, until they're all doing this very deep chested ape call. And you guys would start to feel the ground shake.
Eris will lean over to Sue very quickly and say, just kidding. Monster monkeys. This is as bad as it gets.
That's, yes. I told you!
What would the party like to do? Fallon, you're not obligated to fight. None of these creatures would be classified as helpless right now. When I say there's lots of these, there's easily about 30 that you can see.
You know, I think I've seen one of these in the Black Forest once. It's really creepy. Could be wrong though.
I mean, there's a lot of shit. There was a lot of shit in the Black Forest the last time you were there.
What haven't I seen in the Black Forest? That's the question.
Not a lot.
So you said because I kept my wisdom that I could cast spells?
Yes, you can cast spells like the somatic capo. So as a hybrid form, you can talk. It's just very Basically, you wouldn't be able to go, I really think what we should be doing is getting the fuck out of here. You'd be able to be like, we should leave.
It's like Gloombeak when he's not mimicking somebody.
Alright, so
you
I have something.
You can match the vocal component, the semantic components and stuff, yeah.
I have a little something. So Fallon hasn't tried this yet, but she kind of shakes Varys and Sue off her back, and she moves forward to close to the center, and she gets on all fours, and she roars, and she uses minor illusion to amplify that, trying to assert dominance and trying to make them realize that this is not a fight they want to play with. So she's trying to intimidate them. And then she'll go up on her hind legs, and she's just trying to look as big as she can, trying to use this new form to her advantage. Just,
Fallon, give me an intimidation check. With that spell cast, I'm going to give you it at advantage.
Yes. Come on. Okay. Intimidation. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to use the inspiration I got from last time to give myself a D10 on this roll.
Go for it. Add it on.
Okay, so I got a 15 minus 1 plus 7.
15 minus 1 is 14 plus 7 make 21 in total.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as you give out this roar, the kind of ape-like grunting stops. Several of them, in fact, leap off their branches and take away. But the thumping, the kind of booming noise that's been getting closer starts to get closer and closer to you. That continues moving until a giant ape rips these branches aside, and when it sees you, it roars right back. If you've ever seen like any of the King Kong movies, when it roars, that's the kind of a very ape-like roar.
Who's bigger, me or the ape?
So technically, because of your size, you would count as large at this point. However, this is huge.
Oh.
No, I mean, you're large enough that you can grapple it, but it's still a size class above you. But this ape it's not like the others. It seems to be adorned. Like, it has like amulets and trinkets of gold on it. It has thick ropes around its neck that hold bits of bone and stuff. And it almost seems like its ears and parts of its lip and such have been pierced, like decoratively pierced. And it is going to crouch and it is going to roar at you, a challenge. It is like, as you've roared for this dominance, it's like you, as like an innate animalistic sense, it's accepting. It's like, okay, cool, let's do this. And I need everybody to roll me initiative.
I tried, guys. I tried.
You did really well. You did really well with that intimidation check. It's just,
it's okay.
It passed. The rest of the apes did not. So you staved off an invasion of about 30 apes.
That means that it was an inspiration well met.
That's exactly how I would look at it.
Bran, I'm so sorry. I got an 18 on the die for a 28.
That's absolutely fine. I don't know why you're saying sorry.
Because I hate rolling really high.
That's the point of the game.
It's okay, I rolled a 12.
Okay, you balance it out. Perfect.
Roll a 23.
I don't have a pen. Give me a moment, guys.
Okay.
Fair.
My Friday character, Silas, has a +0 to his dex and no bonus to his initiative whatsoever. So it's literally like Silas is almost always below a 10 in initiative order.
Poor Silas.
I overcompensated.
Okay, okay. So, who got above a 25? That was yourself, Varus, with a 28. Varus, what's your dex modifier?
+5.
+5? Okay. Okay, between 25 and 20?
23.
23 with the Gloom Beak. Between 20 and 15?
Fallon.
Fallon, what'd you get?
19.
90. Nice. And then we have Sue. Alrighty.
Ah!
Varus, because of your dex modifier, you go first.
So earlier we rolled stealth checks. Have I been noticed, or has solely Fallon been noticed?
So Fallon is the prime target. You have not been noticed.
Okay. I'm just wondering for rogue stuff if it counts as being unseen as of yet.
Yes.
Perfect.
At the moment, you are unseen.
Then he's gonna knock an arrow and gonna go ahead and sharpshoot with this while I have the advantage.
Okay, so -5 to your bow shot.
Yep.
You will have advantage on the attack. Roll to hit.
Ooh! The first one was a nat 20.
Sweet.
Second one was a 2.
So it's still a nat 20, so you'll still get your critical. So
Yeah.
critical, that'll be your sneak attack as well. So I believe your sneak attack at this point is 4d6.
Correct.
Okay, so
Wow.
4d6, so that makes 24. 24 plus 10, which is 34, and I believe you have a short bow?
No, so I have a... This is a longbow. So I named them on my... I added 2 longbows to my D&D Beyond, and I named one normal, and I named the other one sharpshoot, so it already has the deductions made for me and the damage done for me.
Okay.
So with sharpshooting, it's 1d8 plus 17 damage, because I
that
have
the
braces
new
of
bow?
archery for a +2.
That's the new bow you're using, right?
Oh, well, I don't have a stat block for
Yeah,
the
we
new
haven't
bow
gotten
yet.
stat blocks yet.
Yeah, because
But it is, yeah.
oh, right, okay. Then your character is on the D&D Beyond?
Varus... Oh, let me check that Varus is in and Damien is not still in.
Why would you take Varus out?
How?
Well, because
I
you can
don't
only
think-
add one character, can't you?
Limbic isn't in the campaign on my end,
Okay.
apparently.
Right. I'll sort it, don't worry.
Okay, hold on. Varus.
I only see Damien,
Join with this
Sue,
character.
and
There.
I got it. I got it.
Cool.
Varus should now be
I'm
featured.
going to remove Damien for you.
Limbic.
There we go. Awesome. I get to add something onto. So as you take out this weapon and you draw, like, it's not even like you take it out, like you're thinking to yourself, I need to shoot this, and it just comes down and forms this bow. I'm just about to add it in for you, if you bear with me for just a wee tick.
There.
Yeah.
Bear with you, of course we will, Bran.
He's going to murder us all. This is where we die.
Nice. Sorry. Sorry.
There we go. Now if you go into if you refresh your equipment, then go in, you should see a longbow called Vatu.
Oh. Oh. Hi.
So as you draw this and you're acknowledging that you're about to engage with Vatu in combat, you would gain the information, which I'll read out. This was once an Eladrin who gave in to the powers of chaos as a way to make themselves stronger within the Eladrin wars that happened. With this bow, you gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and it is a magic weapon. This weapon is sentient. Vatu is a sentient weapon of chaotic evil in alignment, with an intelligence of 12, a wisdom of 16, and a charisma of 18. She has hearing and dark vision up to a range of 120 feet. This weapon communicates with its wielder telepathically and can speak, read and understand Abyssal, Elvish and Sylvan. Vatu is possessed by the twisted soul of what was once a spring Eladrin. She relished the Eladrin wars and took extreme glee in hunting down prey. When she was confronted by the forces of Typhonius, the elven god of chaos, she barely resisted, and she was defeated in single combat and executed by King Cernun Willowwind. Now locked in this form, she still harbours a deep-seated hatred for any and all Spring Eladrin and their descendants, the Wood Elves, specifically those who bear the name Willowwind. She will actively cheer on her wielder in acts of violence that will encourage them to destroy or kill any place, item or follower dedicated to the Willowwinds and the Vardenvale. She will demand that any Wood Elf be executed on sight and react poorly to their wielder if they refuse. Now that you've actively engaged in this and at the moment you accept it, you're attuned to it. This weapon is cursed and possessed by a twisted and malevolent spirit. Becoming attuned to it extends the curse to you. As long as you remain cursed, you are unwilling to part with the weapon, keeping it on your person at all times. While attuned to this weapon, you have disadvantage on attack rolls made with weapons other than this one. In addition, while attuned to this weapon, whenever you take psychic damage or are targeted by a spell or magical effect that would apply the charmed condition, you must make an additional wisdom saving throw. DC 19. On a success, the DC is lowered by 2, no lower than 13. Failing this save raises the save by 2, no higher than 25. If you fail this saving throw 3 times in a row, Vatu takes over your physical form, your soul swap places with no method of reversing this. Vatu would then become an NPC under the DM's control.
Oh.
Thank God I'm an elf with advantage to charming.
So you make your first shot, and it was a critical. So that's 1d8, which is 8 plus 9, which makes 17, plus 10, which makes 27, plus 4d6, which is 24 in total. 24 plus 27 makes a grand whopping total of 51 at base. Please roll me your damage.
So this is a +2 bow.
Yes, that's why you have a plus 9.
Right. Understood. Okay, cool. So my sharpshooter is now plus.
Just you worry about roll. I've already added your sharpshooter, and I've already added in the plus 10. That's already in there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, in which case, why did I hit that? I'm sorry. Please hold. It's gonna take forever to load now.
Don't worry about it. Take your time.
Oh my God! Wait, no. You just do what you're doing, babe. I love you. Do what you're doing. That was actually max damage for 27 more damage. And then sneak attack.
I wish that anyone looked at me the way Charlie looks at that computer screen right now.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I rolled 2 1s on my sneak attack so far, but then I rolled a 6. So 8, 1. Okay, 9. Plus 9.
Okay, so 27 plus 9 makes a total of 37.
This is... Yeah, and then 36 plus 51, 87.
87. Okay.
Yep. 87 on my... Yeah, it's only 1 attack, because I'm a rogue. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for right there. Remember that number, 87 it was, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that. No, not that. That's wrong. That. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, he did not like that. He screams loud as this arrow penetrates right into the top of his shoulder, and like this thing now is going to look towards you. Anything you want to do with your bonus action at all?
For bonus action, I'm gonna wink and then cunning action hide.
I'm going to need a stealth check against its perception.
Oh,
Can't have everything, huh?
4 on the die, so that's a 17.
Okay, with a 19 on the die. As you try to hide,
okay.
I mean, as far as you're aware, you're hiding. That's all I
Yeah,
can really
cool.
say on that. After Varus is the ape, and it is going to reach into the ground with, again, this huge scaled arm and just rip out this chunk of ground and hurtle it towards you, Varus. It is going to... That's a +9 to hit on that. I will happily show the dice. That is a nat 20.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see. I'm going to angle the dice down.
You were
it can be
totally
seen.
okay.
I'm going to hold here so I cannot be accused of rotating the dice.
No one was ever going to accuse
I
you.
know, but it's because a
Correct.
nat 20 has immediately been followed by a nat 20. I just wanted to... I didn't want to be that people
You're
thinking I'm
fine.
that DM that retaliates, like, oh, well, I'm just going to hit you with one.
No. I love it. Reaction, uncanny dodge to whatever damage I'm
So you're
taking
going
here,
to
so I'm
take
gonna half
the
it.
damage on that. That's
Yep.
absolutely
Smart
fine.
move.
Okay, so...
It's alright. This is what I'm built for.
He's built different.
Just
So,
built
I'm
different.
built different.
I'm just trying to do math in my head now.
I was gonna Google something very important.
Nice.
16.
Yeah, not to get
Yeah,
worried. The
okay.
the total of it was 69, but that's halved. If it was 70, it'd be 35, but it'd be down 1, so it's 34. 34 damage done in total as it hurtles this giant clump of rock at you. It then gets to make 2 fist attacks. So it's going to, like, if you've ever seen like apes, the way they like charge forward, where they kind of like hurl themselves forward with their 2 arms, and it is going to blamp 2 fist attacks on yourself, Fallon. Yes.
Oh, there, he's going for me.
Yes.
I thought it was going for him. I was like,
No,
it was charging past. Oh, never mind then.
No,
Okay.
It's going to come and try and whack you. Okay, first attack. I don't think that's going to hit. That is a 16.
Does not. Just out of curiosity, do I still have the resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing?
You do.
Yeah. Okay.
The second attack is a 17 though, so that's what goes from a 16 to a 26.
I don't think I have a reaction for that. Yeah. I think I take it.
With that half taken into account, that is going to be 8 and 8 is 16, 16 plus 6, 22, so you're going to take 11 bludgeoning damage from that.
Nice.
That is its turn. Gloombeak, this thing has moved forward about 25 feet. It's now in close quarters combat with Fallon. You're the only one who is not on Fallon's back, so what would you like to do?
I think. Hold on. Let me. Huh, I could have done that the whole time. This is fantastic. Okay. I am going to spin out the scythe and swing it towards Fallon as I cast haste on the bear.
Okay, so you're not using the scythe to attack?
No,
Cool.
not yet. I'm just having it ready.
Oh my god.
I think you broke your mic there for a second.
So you're casting haste on Fallon.
Haste.
Sweet.
So it gets a +2 to AC, and then target speed is doubled. Advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an additional action on each of its turns.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do?
Nope.
Okay, it goes to yourself, Fallon.
With an extra, so my attack action is 1-2 hit. So does that mean I get 1-2 hit or just 1 hit?
You get an additional action.
So 1-2 hit.
So you get to go bang, bang,
And then bang again.
Then your
Then
bonus,
bang.
then your bonus action for bang, bang if you use your fists.
So I can go 5 times. So bang, 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 bang.
Right.
Bang, bang.
Settle down, right? Whenever you use flurry of blows, you get 2 additional punches, right? So you get to go attack, flurry of blows, bang, bang, then attack again, bang. New action, you get to go bang, flurry of blows, bang, bang, attack again, bang. You can do a total of 8 attacks.
You don't get a second bonus action, I don't believe, unless you have. I don't think it gives you.
If you don't get a second bonus action, then you can do a total of 6 attacks.
Yeah. So bang, 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 bang. Yeah. Okay. And I can do these with the sword, right?
You can do your attacks with a sword. However, your flurry of blows has to be done with.
Oh yeah, I could just kick him in the shins.
Okay.
But I would like to be using that sword, please.
Okay. Bear with me 2 moments.
Bear with a sword. This is gonna get hairy.
Very grisly situation.
From now on,
I just hope.
From now on, any bear puns will result in psychic damage.
Man, I just really hope that our enemy doesn't go apeshit, though.
Ah, this is a bear pun. She wins. Or they win.
Stu,
wins.
for the cleverness, I will give you a D10 of inspiration on that. But I do it very begrudgingly.
Today's episode is brought to you by puns. Will we get psychic damage? Stay tuned.
We're so gonna.
When I put my application in, brand new, full well, what he was getting into, and he did it willingly.
I refuse to accept this.
Can I take the corpse off the spike? I mean, he's not using it anyway.
They don't have my finger.
Oh my god, I hate you all. Guys, you guys give me heartburn. Like, I hope you guys understand. You guys give me heartburn. Okay, for some reason, even though I know for a fact I made this, it's not showing up that I made this weapon in my creations. Okay, but what to do is, just for just now, Fallon, if you could wield it as a +2 longsword, and you can use your dex modifier instead. But I do have the information here that I can read out about it. Okay, so as you draw this blade out and it unfolds itself, this weapon was once an Eladrin who dallied in the powers of chaos as a way to feed on the chaos of the Eladrin wars. You have a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon when you're attuned to it. This weapon's name is Skiavax. Skiavax was once a Winter Eladrin warrior. It is a sentient weapon of chaotic evil alignment with an intelligence of 16, a wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 12. He has hearing and dark vision up to a range of 120 feet. Communicates with its wielder telepathically and can speak, read, and understand Abyssal, Elvish, and Sylvan. Skiavax, as I said, was once a winter Eladrin. He believed totally that intelligence was the way to guide their way forward during the Eladrin Wars. He took up the blade as a blade singer purely for the defense of his people. When his people began trying to separate their country from the rest of the landmass, he went to the border to hold off the summer and spring Eladrin that were converging upon them to stop them from doing so. But when the landmass was finally separated, he was one of those left behind. He gave in to the powers of chaos as a way to survive the tumultuous expanse of magic that was left behind. But even that wasn't enough to save him. He went on a blind, bloodthirsty rampage through the continent of Yolna, killing vast numbers of Winter Elves before he was eventually brought down by a Winter Elven mage. Since then, he has harboured a deep-seated hatred for all of his old kin, and will actively seek out the death and destruction of anything, any person, or any place that is remotely beholden to Winter Elf society, Winter Eladrin, or any of their descendants. Very much the same thing. The curse is the exact same as you become attuned to this weapon. While you're going through your turns, I'm going to be typing that up again. But please feel free to go ahead. If you just equip like a +2 longsword for just now, and you know, keep in mind that as much as it might take into consideration your strength, I'm happy with you using your dex over your strength. This weapon has the finesse capability.
Am I allowed to use two-handed to get the D10, or do I have to stick with the D8 for the one-handed?
So it's finesse, so it doesn't have... it's a longsword, actually, so it would have the versatility, so you can use it two-handed.
I'm gonna do two-handed, and I'm gonna swing two-handed, and I'm gonna swing six.
So with versatile weapons, specifically versatile weapons with finesse, there are a few swords that have both. If you're swinging two-handed, it has to be your strength modifier.
It has. Okay. So, well, I will stick with my dex then, because I want to stick with my dex.
Of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. Max damage, which has gone up now. To not that. D8 to 6. 14 damage.
14 damage.
And I'm going to use a key point, and I'm going to stunning strike.
Okay, stunning strike on the... That's a con saving throw?
That's a... Yes, a con saving throw. I believe it's still 16, but let me check because it might have gone up. Because of my level? I don't think so. Maybe.
So it's a 16 like total that it's made there, so let me know once you figure out.
It's a 16, meets beats.
Okay. Apologies.
It's okay. I got 5 more chances. That's a natural 20.
Okay, so that's going to be 1d8 plus. What's your strength and everything added on there?
So using my dex, I get a plus.
Dex, sorry, yeah.
You're fine. I get a +6 to my dex.
Okay.
To the damage.
So 1d8 is 8 plus 6 makes 14.
And then +3.
14 plus 3, so 17 in total, and then you get to roll your damage. And add
The 3 was the damage.
Oh, the 3 was the damage, okay. So 17 dealt there, sweet.
Yeah, I probably should have hexed, but I'm going to bonus action Fury of Blows. So, kick. Ooh, I don't know if that hits. 16?
16 will hit.
7 plus 6, 13?
13 damage.
Yes.
Okay.
27?
27 will hit.
Another 13?
Another 13, smashing.
We're gonna do another stunning strike on that one.
Okay. That's a 19 on the die.
Yeah. And then my final action from haste. 23.
23.
Another 13 damage.
Sweet.
Let's do one more stunning strike.
Okay. 17 on the die plus 4, 21.
And I get a 12 on my last hit.
12 on your last hit. It is not going to hit, I'm afraid.
Yep. That is my entire turn.
Alrighty. After yourself, it is going to go to Sue. So remember, you are still under the effects of haste, Fallon. Okay. Gloombeak, remind me, haste is 1 minute.
1 minute. Yep.
1 minute. Awesome. Sue, you're up.
All right, how's this boy looking?
He's looking fairly messed up. A lot of the bones that this ape seems to be adorned with are shattered and cracked. Some have even, like, you know, the gold adornments that drape over his body have been, like, you know, broken as well. He looks like he's in pretty gnarly shape.
Okay. I am going to do a 2nd level chromatic orb poison damage.
Okay.
So that my hit dice is 1 higher now because I leveled up.
I feel like you really don't see poison damage utilized all that much in D&D.
Oh, you do not.
Yeah,
It's absolutely devastating if you hit with it right.
Says the
Yeah.
one that was poisoned for 5 sessions.
Okay, that's different. I was under the poisoned effect. Like, that's a condition. That's different from, like, poison, like poisonous fog clouds and poisonous swamps, things like that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm immune.
Anyway, that's a 26.
That is, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll your damage. Yeah.
Cool. So that's going to be a 12 total.
12 total damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Anything else for you at all there?
I don't believe so.
Don't believe so. Fantastic. That's going to come to yourself then, Varys. Top of the round, folks.
Alright. Again, trying to use cunning action since my last attempt to hide failed, to once again try to hide.
Okay. What's up, Sue?
I accidentally rolled the wrong amount of dice. I should have rolled 4d8 instead of 3d8.
Okay, well, just roll me another d8.
It's actually 19 damage now.
Sweet, that's fine. I'll take off the additional 7. Alright, Varys, roll your stealth check.
24.
24. That's going to be enough. Yeah, it cannot. It completely loses perception of you as this cloud of poisonous gas, like this orb fills its face and is kind of swiping around. You're able to dip and disappear from its vision. Remember, you are within 5 feet of it, though.
5 feet of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You didn't use your movement when you last shot, and it's moved up to Fallon, who you were on the back of, so it's within 5 feet of you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ow.
I am close here, so...
Your disadvantage?
Well, so now I'm just trying to see, because I could just take the disadvantage with the... I'm gonna take the opportunity. Well, I hid, but
You did hide.
I can't move while hidden.
Yeah, you can't
Can I?
move well hidden, or else it will give an
Right.
attempt to perceive you again. Its perception, so its wisdom is pretty high. specifically for perception checks, and it does have extra sensory capabilities. So moving would provoke it making a perception check, and if it was able to perceive, you would get its opportunity attack. If you're just moving as is, I would, if you decide to attack from where you are, you've got sharpshooter, so I'm pretty sure sharpshooter removes the penalty for shooting at close range.
Oh, I wish. It's the long range disadvantage that it gets rid of. Anything past 150 feet.
Yeah, it's gunner that removes the disadvantage.
Short range.
Short range.
So what Varys is gonna do is he's kind of gonna like realize that even though he got himself like out of direct line of sight, he can't counterattack from this point. So having like given himself a moment to hide in the shadows, he's gonna go ahead and make a break out and risk the opportunity attack.
Alrighty. So as you turn and you break away, it's going to make its perception check again to see you. That is a nat 20, so it does see you, which means it's going to get its opportunity attack.
Cool.
That might not hit. No, I think it will. It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, shield reaction.
Shield reaction, okay, so as you're charging away, it goes to slam its fist, and you just throw up this shield, and it bangs against it before you're out of range. You can now move your full movement speed, which means that your attack won't be at disadvantage.
Varys quickly turns, and I'm going to make a cold shot. I would like to attempt to split the arrow that I've already embedded in its shoulder with another arrow.
So, just to clarify, you're going to be making a shot at disadvantage that's also going to be taking a -5.
No, I'm not sharpshooting with this. I am just making a cold shot.
Okay, that's fine. And there's another enemy of this thing within 5 feet of it, so your sneak attack will proc. Yeah, roll at disadvantage.
Shame, isn't that? It was damn shame. Yeah,
would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
What's the total?
It's
it was a
16 hits.
Total's a 16 hits.
5 plus 13.
So that is 1d8 plus 9. 8 plus 9 makes a 17. 17 adding on 5d6. 5d6 makes 4d6. 4d6, right?
46, yeah.
Is 24. 24 plus 17 makes a grand spanking total of 41. 41 piercing damage, and I need you to roll me a d8.
Okay. D8. Here, roll with your dice, Charlie. Alana made you custom dice for this character. Use them. 4.
4. Go to my post-it note. 4. Okay. It now has disadvantage on all attacks after its first, using this arm, because it is shattered. So as you fire at the second one, it kind of splits the arrow and buries it deeper into its shoulder, and you hear this really... It's not like a crack, it's like the sound of like... You know like when you see in movies when like say like a cannonball hits a tree trunk and it just breaks right through it? You hear that sound of like the wood splintering? You hear that sound as its arm like hangs really limp as well. It can still but it's like it's less like the strength of the arms behind it and more like it's throwing momentum into the arm to make it attack. Yeah, it now has disadvantage on any attack after the first during this turn.
You ever been hit by a wet spaghetti noodle?
No.
Not one that big.
Though, right? You see that though, right? Have you ever been in a pool and one of your buddies has got one of the pool noodles and hit you with it and it's fine, but then as soon as it's wet and they hit you with it...
It hurts?
Yeah, like, so, I mean, you say that, but, like, this thing's just basically a limp muscle covered in blood. If this thing whacks you, it still hurt.
Just to finish off Varys' turn, he's gonna, like, stare and, like, hear the wood, like, splintering wood sound. Just kind of, like, look at Vartu and say, "Oh, but aren't you just amazing?"
And Vatu is going to answer and be like, Just picture all of the amazing things we'll be able to do together.
Picturing and enjoying the imagery.
There's almost like a warm sense of like glee coming from this weapon.
Ugh.
After that, it is going to go to the ape, and the ape is gonna. It's gonna. Well, first off, I'm going to make a con saving throw for it to see if it will give in to its rage and try and charge towards you, Varys. With a 5 on that dice, it's going to try and leap over Fallon, which means Fallon, you'll get your opportunity attack. Sue, you would also get an opportunity attack against it if you would like to.
Ooh!
That is a 25 to hit.
Glimbeak, were you on Fallon's back when you were traveling in here?
No. I just had a quick question, so I can I'm thinking about what I want to do next. There can only be one called shot per encounter, right?
Per encounter. So
Thank you.
All 4. So in total, in a combat with you guys, there could be 4 called shots. Varys has used his, therefore it will go to you guys for yours.
I just wanted to double check that ruling.
I also wanted to add on, I made a mistake last round. Add 4 HP back to the monster. Okay. I did my damage wrong, and I did the long sword for my Fury of Blows, and that should have been a +4, not a +6.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for making me aware.
So this is with my sword, so that's a 13, and I'm going to do a stunning strike on this.
Okay, stunning strike. Let's see if you can stop it in its rampaging movement.
Maybe.
Stun strike. Face on the ground.
That's a 17 on the dice.
Oh, come on.
Where's
my... This really? Like, he's got con for days.
He's got a big proficiency to his con saving throw.
I can tell.
His con saving throw is a +8.
Oof.
Yeah.
I tried.
So he's able to avoid the con saving throw, but your weapon attack will hit. So you still get your damage on that.
Yeah, I got 13 damage.
Oh, right, okay, no worries. Sue, are you doing an opportunity attack?
Yeah, I was gonna do Ray of Frost.
You have Warcaster, don't you?
I
getting that son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, cool. Ray of Frost, go roll to hit.
I did roll, and it's a nat 20.
Okay, so what is your Ray of Frost damage?
I have 3d8.
So 3d8, that is 24. Now roll your 3d8 for me, please.
Okay.
That also shortens its movement speed, doesn't it?
The 3d8 I rolled is 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
Which means as it is mid-leap, you see this cold beam hit it, Varys, as its arms are raised as if it's going to like try and slam down on you. But as it leaps, like it's almost like it falls short, and you see this ice creep up all around it, completely coating it. And then it hits the ground and shatters. As Sue is able to reduce it to 0 HP with that completely coming in clutch Ray of Frost.
Isn't that like the 3rd boss monster we have fought that Sue got the kill on?
That's absolute ruin.
So far, Sue has got the killing blow on 2 mini bosses and 1 actual boss. So yeah, Sue's like, I remember we started this and you were like, wow, Sue's like getting like smacked about by gnolls, and now Sue's just like, yeah, fuck you, and you. You know what, I'm going to give Sue, purely for this, right, purely for the joke, I'm going to give Sue a one-time cast of a spell called fuck that guy in particular. Only I will know what it does, but you will get a one-time cast of fuck that guy,
You put put that in your character sheet
Man,
right now.
I'm putting that right now.
In your campaign.
Initiative is over as the giant ape is defeated. And before I
Man.
get any reactions, we are going to take our break.
I was going to use... Oh, sorry.
So what were you going to say there?
I was going to use my called shot and try to take the arm off of him.
You're in the Gaping Maw,
fly-
trust me, there's going to be plenty of chances for combat. I mean, you're in the lair of the Demogorgon. If there was ever going to be a place where you're going to get to fight, it's going to be here. Everything wants to eat everything. To those who are watching, please stick with us, because this is turning out to be a really, really fun session. I'm having so much fun DMing this. Please stick with us. We are going to be back in 15 minutes, guys. From what I can see here, I've got a half past on my clock. So if we can be back for 1:45, ready to roll at ready to roll at 10 to the hour, that would be fantastic. Everybody back home, do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. I will catch you guys then. Don't go anywhere, folks. Do not go anywhere.
Hey,
Hi guys, we're back, and we're going to get right back into this. Thank you everybody for being so patient. Guys, combat is concluded. This giant ape is now dead. What's everybody wanting to do? It's in frozen chunks, by the way. Like, the chunks are still actively frozen.
Between travel and kind of Fallon's, Baron's coming to moment, how long has it been?
Not long. You're talking maybe 10-15 minutes. You've not even hit a quarter of the way yet for your transformation. Anybody got anything they would like to do? Anything they would like to pursue?
That's bloody awful, but luckily you intimidated the rest away. Not bad.
I think Fallon gives like the ha ha, and this the cocky bear thing, and then goes to, well, it was a silvered robe that smelled like lavender, correct?
So it was it was like a kind of like midnight purple gilded with this pure silver thread. But it does smell very heavily of lavender. Varys, you were also able to identify it as well.
I would probably go towards that and get like a good sniff in, just so I will always remember the smell. Like that's what it would, and I want to try and see if I can find a secondary where this another path this might be coming from.
Okay, make me a perception check with advantage then, because you're using your sense of scent. Your sense of smell, sorry.
That is natural 20.
Yeah, this is leading in the exact same direction you were travelling initially. It's leading straight through there towards what you would understand to be like, you know, the other side of this patch of the rainforest you're in.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
You have this in head!
I forgot about it. Hold on.
I just have to reiterate, Fallon, you can talk. You can just you talk in short bursts. Also, you don't count as a creature. You don't count as a beast. So
Damn it.
I'll allow the retcon of the cast of that spell. You can still talk. It's just like, you know, your mind is able to convey and communicate a lot more than your mouth can.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay. Unfortunately, Speak with Animals is not going to work, because I'm pretty sure Speak with Animals says beast.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check. Spells.
Until you get Speak with Humanoid, I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, beast.
You're not a beast. You are a humanoid or a shapeshifter.
So I kind of start just making the noise of "I found something."
What's that? Little Timmy fell down a well.
Yeah, Varys would like to investigate the piece of cloth further to reveal if there's any signs of how it was ripped, where it came from, anything of that nature.
Based on your previous investigation check, I will just give you that. It looks like it was like ripped off. Like somebody ripped it off.
Intentionally.
Yes.
Do I believe that could have been Abrielle leaving a clue of some kind, or do I think it was like something more forceful than that?
I mean, it could be anything that's ripped it off. It could be Abrielle wasn't moving, so somebody's grabbed her and dragged her along, and as they've done that, they've ripped a bit of the clothing. She could have tried to make a break for it, and they've grabbed her clothing and it's ripped it off. Any number of things. It's far too vague a thing to tell from the information you've got there. However, you can understand that Fallon seems to be saying that they found a trail.
Varys will, how long is this strip of cloth?
Not massively long. It's about enough that you can make a pocket square out of it.
Okay. He kind of holds up to Fallon and says, "Will it be easier to find the trail if I bring this, or will it just convolute sense?"
She'll like nose your pocket.
Varys will slip it in and point probably the wrong direction towards what he presumes is the trail continuing.
And she uses her nose to just like adjust it to point in the right direction.
Thank you.
And then Fallon will start doing the little trot.
Sue,
Yes.
are you a goddess?
I don't believe so. Why?
Are you a demon?
I certainly hope not.
Celestial?
Last time I checked, I was a bird.
Who is Bird?
Barb.
Bird.
Sorry, I'm just
And the birds work
looking
for the bourgeoisie.
for where you get the audacity to be as powerful as you are without any of that in your bloodline.
I don't know.
That was a massive reptile ape as it was about to come smashing down on me. Thank you, I could have been an ant.
You hear a very, very disappointed snort from in front of you.
I'm sure you definitely helped as well, Fallon, and to be honest, I wish I understood it too. There are a lot of things I don't fully understand about why I am the way I am.
Is that why you're
What?
here?
It's about half of it, I would say.
Well, I for one am glad that you are on our side.
Likewise, I certainly wouldn't want to be out here alone.
Gloombeak, can you teach me that thing you did that made Fallon, like, faster, which I didn't know was possible?
Right. And as he points, he's pointing towards Fallon, and Fallon is going to, fatigue as he uncasts haste. It's
Fallon,
haste?
Fallon,
I
you've
just
got
wanted-
one level of exhaustion.
What?
Wait, does haste do that?
No, it doesn't.
Does it not? I'm pretty sure. I thought it. Oh
Hold
no!
on.
You skip your next turn. I'm pretty
Action.
sure.
Or
Skip your
Yeah.
next action.
yeah.
Sorry, do apologise. That's my fault.
I was like, I didn't know the exhaustion did that. I'm very less excited about this now.
I know, right?
Go back to your knitting, folks. Go back to your knitting. Everything's fine.
Play with disadvantage on your ability checks for a little bit. Get a sense of what that's like, Fallon.
No.
Been there, done that.
No!
While Varys and Sue is having this conversation, Fallon's gonna slow down and she's gonna look at Varys and then she's gonna go like this. And then she's gonna look at Gloombeak and go like this. And then when she's gonna get to Sue, she's gonna put her snout to right here. Varys is the brains, Gloombeak is love, and Sue is our heart. Is what she's saying.
No.
And our heart destroys everything around us. So
Well,
Fallon, did you
what
just
in
call
the
my
name
heart
of the
big?
Kingdom Hearts scented bullshit is this?
excuse me, I'm feeling a little warm and fuzzy, okay?
Oh, you're just a big old Care Bear, aren't you?
Why you have to psychic damage yourself?
Okay, I'm
DM.
the psychic damage. I'm the DM.
Alright.
Alright.
This is again one of those moments of being a forge cleric and casting wall of fire in a circle, trapping your opponent with you, and just saying "fucking run" because I can't burn. Yeah. Some people want to watch the world burn. Most people are forge clerics because they can't take fire damage.
I love that.
But yeah, so collectively, Fallon has conveyed that insert Care Bear My Little Pony level fucking cringe. Right there.
I was trying to have a moment with my party,
It
and
was
you're
a
just
good
making
moment.
it really
It was a
awkward.
good moment. I just don't know how to do emotions. Okay.
I could tell.
Varric's eyes narrow and he says, "Did you just call my head big?" It just went. Do I look like
believe-
Megamind? I'm sorry, what?
I believe she may have been trying to compliment your intelligence. But either works.
Well, I fucked that one up then, didn't I?
And as Varys walks away, I look at Sue, and then I look at the back of Varys. And I start walking.
So are you following this trail that Fallon has pointed out to you, Varys?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're following that trail, Varys, I am going to need you to make me your choice. You get to choose this. Either a perception check or a wisdom saving throw. Right. You got to make the choice before you roll.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna prioritize the wisdom saving throw here.
Okay. What did you roll?
Well, I want to re-roll because I rolled
Okay.
before I chose.
Okay.
That's not fair. Okay, so 13 plus 3 is 6. I'm going to use my reaction Arcane Deflection to add a +4 to that. So
that's a dirty
that's
20.
going to be dirty 20.
On a dirty 20? You feel as if someone's trying to get a sending through to you. Like that kind of familiar twinge at the back of your mind of like somebody, beaming something to you, but it's as if something's blocking it. And then like you're going to hear like a last portion of it. And you're going to hear Abriel's voice. And you'll just hear the word help. Too deep.
Deep. Okay, so when I rolled my history check on the Demogorgon, I got a nat 20. Do I know anything about this, like the Gaping Maw specifically, and what she might mean by?
You can try
Like,
and roll
I know
a
there's
history
ocean.
check on the Gaping Maw, but the Demogorgon and the Gaping Maw are two different things.
Two different things. Can I roll for the Gaping Maw, or
Yeah.
would I just not know anything?
You can
Okay.
roll it. It will be an Arcana check though.
Arcana? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to Sue and say, Sue, you're studied as well. What do you know about the Gaping Maw? And I'm gonna try to kind of like talk it out to get the help action from Sue if Sue is willing.
Would I need to roll something, or...
What I'm going to do is, Sue, if you could roll me please a history check.
Okay. C... 16 plus... Where'd my character sheet go in all my fucking tabs? That is going to be a 21.
So a 21, so 10 is 0, 12 is 1, 14 is 2, 16 is 3, 18 is 4, 20 is 5. So with Sue's collective added on there, that's going to be a +5 to your roll, Varys. With
Okay.
him helping you, you will gain advantage.
Oh, very cool.
That's
Okay.
how we figure that one out. So Sue, you do have a bit of information on the Gaping Maw, and you're able to convey that information across. Based on the roll here, I'll be able to share what information gets shared.
Yeah, so that's actually pretty good. So that's with the +5, a 32.
So on a 32, okay, you guys are collectively able to share that, you know, the Demogorgon is a being of madness. The two faces of the Demogorgon instill different types of madness within people depending on which one they view upon. His home conveys the exact same upon anyone who ventures into it. So, information that you're able to bring to this is the Demogorgon lives in these two spires that you've seen in the middle of like the ocean part of this area. There's a good, you know, like 1,000 feet of open ocean between you and these spires. But Sue, what you would also be aware of is the fact that the palace of the Demogorgon, known as Abyssal, the spires are only the top. Abyssal expands far below the surface of the ocean. A massive, twisting, labyrinthian expanse of underwater caverns. You would definitely need to breathe underwater to be able to explore them in full detail.
I just heard my sister's voice, and she told me. I only caught the end of it. Help. Too deep.
Well, that is
That sounds-
peculiar. Tell me, your species doesn't have any perpetuity to water, particularly breathing it.
Do I look like a sea elf, or do I look like a dark elf?
You look like a dark elf, but I thought I'd ask.
Unnecessary sass, I apologize. No, unfortunately, no type of water efficiency. Just by being what I am. That being said, oh, birds float, don't they?
We do. The interesting thing about Too Deep is that those two towers, I can deduce, are most likely where our Demogorgon friend lives. But underneath those towers is its entire palace, which expands far below the surface of the ocean in front of us.
Down
There's
towards
caverns and
the
twists.
lair.
It's practically a whole labyrinth that could be a city unto itself, but it's underwater.
Ah. But, based on the message, I hate to jump to assumptions, but it does seem to imply that she's saying she's too deep within those underwater caverns. I want to keep following this trail until it reaches a point where we can more accurately deduce that, but it seems we're being called to that direction, in which case it seems we might need to make even more deals to acquire methods of breathing underwater.
Is there a maximum limit? One soul can make deals with different demons? Because we might have to start worrying about that at a certain point.
Our soul currency? No. Some demons are better than that. Tell you what, if I were ever a demon, I would not ask for people's souls. I would want every mushroom they see. That would be the deal. They would have to supply me with every mushroom they see, just to be annoying. For no other reason.
Are you guys
If they see
saying
a
this
mushroom,
while walking?
don't offer it to me.
While
Yes,
walking?
yes,
Yeah.
definitely, for sure.
Okay, so while you
This is
guys
just,
are
like,
having
off.
this conversation, please do feel free to continue RPing it. I just need to get a roll in quickly. Fallon and Gloombeak, what are you guys doing?
As soon as Varys says something about mushrooms, while I'm on this trail, is there a possibility I can find a mushroom?
So I would let you make that roll, but I will tell you right now, the Gaping Maw does not have anything like that.
Is there any mushroom-looking things?
There is no fungus here whatsoever.
Darn it!
Specifically because fungal expanses are part of a whole other demon prince's wheel.
Well, didn't we kind of already do a bit about mushrooms and fungus in our first layer of
You've
the
seen fungal
We did.
expanses that were encroaching upon the death dells of Yinagu.
Hinagu, that's what it was. The other one was
The other one is there's a demon prince named Zutmoy.
Zutmog. Yeah,
Who is
Zutmog.
her whole thing. Her whole thing was mushrooms, fungal, spores, that kind of thing.
Right.
I'll just keep going forward then.
Okay, sweet. And Glimbeak?
I honestly don't know what Gloombeak would do, so he's just gonna follow along.
Glimbeak's just following along. Okay, awesome. Varys, Sue, please feel free to continue your conversation.
Yeah,
I feel like
it
you've
was...
been-
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I feel like you've been spending entirely too much time with Puck at this point.
What can I say? From Fae I come, to Fae I will return. Not really, don't listen to that. But ancient ancestors, you know. Now, mushrooms are one of my favorite foods. In fact, we have a delicious mushroom and trout soup in the Underdark. When I say trout, our trout are kind of like bioluminescent, but like, yeah. You work with what you have in the Underdark. We didn't necessarily have the best ingredients.
Sounds fun to me. My brother and I used to try and make soup out of anything we could forage from the woods. My younger brother. One of my younger brothers. I technically have a fair amount of siblings.
Where did you study?
At home.
At home?
At home, under my covers at night in the woods when I was playing, on any old books I could find.
For years, likewise, I lived in the house of a high priestess of Lolth. It was a mess. And then I eventually ventured to the academy, but your magic is so naturally developed and so strong, and yet you don't have any formal training. Where did you find these books? Where in the Blackwoods is this?
I mean, it's just... It's a little complicated here and there. Either finding things that people left behind in packs, or asking people in town if they could get something from a distant relative, and then trying things until something worked. Got me into a fair amount of trouble as a kid. My parents aren't a fan of it. But
Do you ever have an accident where magic accidentally slipped out?
I almost burnt down our chimney once.
Oh.
That was truly impressive to my family. Yeah, I made a bathtub disappear. There was water in it. That was a problem.
Huh.
I froze a cake.
Huh.
But those were when I was much younger. I've been doing a lot better. I've been trying to show them that it can be useful.
Interesting. I think that you are very useful. I think that is beyond question. You defeated Lolth in her own web. Let's talk about skill. And if it makes you feel better, one time I was in a fight with my mom, and I was mocking her, but I accidentally cast Minor Illusion to make a silly, ugly puppet of her. She didn't like that. She took away my Dragon Chest set for, months. It was my most prized possession at the time.
That is a new one. I haven't heard anything like that.
Yeah.
I got into a fight with my parents like that before I came here, actually. Well, not exactly the same, but...
I'm guessing that it hasn't reached a resolution yet?
Well, I didn't really give it the chance to, I guess.
Well, I, for one, cannot wait to see what you can accomplish.
Thank you. I can't wait to see what we can all accomplish when we finally get out of here.
I mean, I fell into a bottomless void that no one's supposed to be able to escape. And yet you guys found a way to get me out. I think you're all way more capable than you think you are. We've already done great things, and hopefully we will continue.
Agreed.
Fallon, how are we doing? Is it staying strong, or is it kind of fading?
So just for satire, while you two are having that conversation, Gloombeak is just staring at Fallon and like ruffling his feathers and like kind of cawing at Fallon while Fallon is just grunting and like growling. Like they're talking nonsense. It means nothing.
We were having a full conversation, but only one of us knows each side of the different conversations. But all you see is, like, you know how bears have that little tail? You just see it going like this.
Have any of you seen Good Omens?
Yeah.
This feels very akin to, like, the first episode where the nuns wink at each other, but what they're, like, winking at each other about is, like, completely different.
Yeah.
Fallon's talking about finding mushrooms for Varys. I don't know what Bloomlee's talking about.
Gloombeak is talking about how delicious eyes are.
What?
Oh yeah, Gloombeak's 8 eyeballs, like straight out of people's heads.
Episode 0, or it would have been episode 0, but the one shot the Wayward Path was supposed to be, Gloombeak full on grabbed a guy by his shirt and like slammed his beak into his face and pulled out his eye.
That sounds about right. I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too. It's impressive.
I made a guy piss himself doing that. It was great. It wasn't the guy that I like attacked. It was another guard that was happened to watch the chaos.
I really hope that, like, this is a Kill Bill scenario where they come back at you with an eye patch, and so you take the other eye.
No, he's dead. He's very, very dead.
I look at, as we're walking, you know when a dog doesn't want to walk anymore, and he kind of just does the fake limp? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take where the ape had taken a chunk out of me on my arm. I'm just gonna start walking on 3, just like, and it's like maybe like do that like that Baloo thing where I start scratching up against a tree.
Okay, so Fallon starts to exhibit this type of blue-like behaviour, scratching up against this tree. Fallon, any particular message behind this that you're looking to try and...
I would like to take a short rest, please. I got hurt.
Okay.
I
It definitely seems to the party like Fallon is saying, yo, if we could rest, that'd be cool.
I don't know what we're doing next, but I'm hurt.
I'm certainly down to rest a little. Also, I'm not going to argue with a bear.
Likewise. Varys will quickly thread his alarm spell around the area.
Okay.
And then say, well, do what you need to do.
Fallon does like that circle, 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 and then like plop, and like you guys all bounce up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'll allow you guys to get your short rest, so anything you guys get for doing your short rest, please feel free to add it on. Remember, if you want to spend hit die to get health back, you can do that.
Indeed. Alright, I got... Just gonna go ahead and use all my wizard hit die for what those are worth.
Now, I do have to ask, does anybody here have the alert feat?
I have a weapon of warning.
Okay.
Like, oh,
I have the alert fleet.
Okay.
Alert feet.
And I need to know everybody's ACs.
19.
17.
in bear form, I got 20.
This is going to be at the end of the short rest, so you won't be in your bear form.
Okay. So 18.
Short rest is 2 hours. You'd been moving for 15 minutes before you got into that combat, and you've been moving about another 15 minutes. So as you take your short rest at the end of it, you'll have been in your humanoid form for about half an hour.
I'm probably passed out.
Oh boy.
Okay. At which point you...
And
Right, okay. So you're saying that Fallon, you'd probably be passed out.
I'm napping. Passed out might be stretching it, but I'll be sleeping. So I don't realize that I've come out of my bear form yet.
So if you're saying you would be sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, so then your weapons of warning don't proc because it's while you're conscious. Yes, Fallon.
It says I can't be surprised unless I'm incapacitated.
Oh, it's alert that says conscious, isn't it? Alert's the one that says
Yep.
as long as you're conscious. I do apologise, Fallon. That's my fault. I do apologise. Okay, so as long as you're not incapacitated, that's fine. So you can't be surprised. Neither can Gloombeak. Sue, what is your AC?
The squishy sorcerer has a 13.
Okay. And Varys, you were going to ask something.
Yeah, my AC is 17, but I have the alarm spell out, which is a 20-foot cube. I just realized that we've never actually talked about the parameters.
So if alarm is triggered, as in if something passes through the string, that's when it activates.
Correct.
Right, okay, so this is not something that would be doing that.
Okay. You can choose whether the alarm is mental or audible if it does happen to go off. So just for the sake of DM clarification, it's mental.
Okay.
And the weapon of warning, it's actually it's me and anyone within 30 feet of me cannot be surprised.
Oh,
okay. Awesome. So then, 2 of these being made with advantage. Sorry, none of these being made with advantage. So then, in fact, that would not be that. That would be that. And that one would not be that. That would be that. Okay. The lowest roll that I have on these is a 20. Which I do believe hits everyone's AC.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to need con saving throws from everyone. For the purposes of this is not a poison, it's not a disease, but it is a magical effect.
19.
Okay. Varus?
Of course, it would be a 7 on the die, and it's wisdom. You said, right?
No, Constitution.
Oh, Constitution. Okay, so plus 5. So that's 12. That's 12.
Okay.
It's 12.
Fallon?
8.
Sue?
18.
I did not see. I honestly thought Fallon would be the one giving me issues here. That's what I thought. With the DC being a 21, nobody's able to survive it, as all of you, at the end of your short rest, so you get the full short rest, that all happens, you all feel a sharp prick in your neck, or in your back, or like somewhere in this kind of area of the body. And as soon as you all feel that prick, there's not even like a second to be able to kind of convey like what the fuck was that, before you would all start to hear very serpentine like whispers.
No, no.
And all of you are gonna go completely rigid, as for the sake of the description, you're going to take on the paralysis condition before snake-like creatures are going to start moving out of the forest. Very humanoid in their upper body, with several degrees of, like, you know, some of them look very snake-headed, some of them look slightly snake-headed. They start moving forward with like nets and ropes and such. And before you are all strung up and bound to these ropes, you would just hear one of them mutter. The only thing that is said in common would be, "Ah, more sacrifices." And you're going to be picked up, and they're going to start walking you through the jungle in a completely different direction from where you were going. And with that being done, I need all of you, for me, to make sure that you're here for next week, because that's where we're going to wrap up. With everybody being bound and carried off by the Yuan Ti who live in the lair of the Gaping Maw.
Disgusting.
I know, right? Yuan Ti are freaking disgusting.
I didn't mean that.
Well, they are, okay? They are, alright? If you have any kind of race that has any part of their culture based around purebloods, you're disgusting.
That's fair.
Thank you very much to everybody that came along to watch us. Thanks for my players for being here. As far as I'm aware, are we still all good for next week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic. So do join us again next week, guys, at 6 p.m. CST, 5 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. PST. For the next episode, we'll be able to see exactly what these Yuan Ti want with our daring. I don't know why I just lisp there like Sylvester from the Looney Tunes. Like, fucker and fuckatath. Thank you very much for coming. Please do come and join us next week. Is everything okay, Fallon? You look as if you're trying to say something. You're
muted.
You're muted.
7 o'clock EST, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain.
5 o'clock Mountain, 4 p.m.
4 o'clock PM. Yeah, just want to make sure everyone got that clear.
Yeah, sorry about that. So 7 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. CST, 5 p.m. MST, and 4 p.m. PST. And midnight GMT if you're weird like me. Another thing to do consider, guys, is we do have a lot of other campaigns on. For instance, we have tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. CST, we have got the Tides of Chaos, who are going to be going in to try and rescue one of their brave and daring comrades. And on Saturday at 12 p.m. CST, we've got the Girl Squad, who are pretty much getting ready to face the end of the world. And then we've got on Sundays at 10 a.m. CST, we've got the Wayward Path, who at this point in time are currently in prolonged combat with a giant minotaur who may be wielding the powers of the bloody pharaoh, a being from another realm beyond space. Do come and check out any of those.
Cannibals.
What I'm going to do is cannibals. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my my socials in here, and if you do like what you've seen, guys, and you would like to perhaps look into playing in a game that I run, I now do this for a living, so do check out my Start Playing page, where you can hire me as a DM, and I will DM pretty much any game that you want me to. And I also have a bunch of socials where you can keep up to date on what's coming with the channel and when the games are going to be. After that, I'm going to pass over to my players and let them get their plugs out the way. Wingle, anything that you want to share with the audience at all?
If you like really bad puns and ADHD antics, Wingle the Wizard on TikTok. I got nothing else.
Fantastic. What about yourself, Charlie?
Please come back tomorrow at 5:30 CST for the absolute mayhem that's going to be our crew's choosing our new pirate lord captain, as well as the crew situation there, and then a covert stealth mission to sneak into a pirate base, like the pirate base at Bladespire Cove.
It's definitely going to be fun. Do come and check that out, guys. If piracy is what you like, that is definitely one to come and check out. What about yourself? What about yourself, Alex?
Lawless Aries cosplay on TikTok. If you want to come see some fun and cool stuff, I have a Sue cosplay. You can see. I also am doing a Merida cosplay that I'm going to be debuting soon, which I feel is very appropriate for this session. Otherwise, I'm over on the Worlds Guild every other Saturday, I believe this Saturday, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing, I don't know, probably Bears, a Dragon Age D&D.
More bears.
More bears. We haven't actually run into any bears yet in that campaign.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I've been in talks with your DM, because I'm also a Dragon Age DM, and when the major 3 campaigns of my channel run out, I'm thinking about keeping my Saturdays free so I can join in for some Dragon Age with y'all.
Yes, please do. That would be so much fun.
So yeah, do go and check that out, guys. If you do like other forms of TTRPGs, do check out our sister channel, twitch.tv/The Worlds Guild. We've got D&D, of course we do, but we also got a load of other shit. Speaking of other TTRPGs, I would like to quickly go into AK. What have you got? What have you got going on?
So, I mean, you guys can always, come back on Sunday, follow the Wayward Path as we possibly go back into our villain arc. While we also fight a cannibalistic, minotaur that we were talking about earlier. But, as my lovely DM has so mentioned, I am still looking for players for our SCP Foundation Horror One-Shot. If you are interested, you can join Bran's Discord and reach out to either me or Bran himself, and we are still looking for players. He is going to be a player, but he's also going to help determine who should be at the table with him. So, one scientist, one guard, and one class D-class personnel. Basic backstory, and just a basic knowledge of the SCP Foundation, and, you know, you're good. But you can also follow me here on Twitch at AK Warlock, where I'm going to start streaming again. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I'm starting in a new city, so new chaos at GTRP, and Sea of Thieves Season 6 has just dropped today. So new content for the Sea of Thieves, and I'll be on it.
Definitely go and check that out, guys. Especially with Sea of Thieves content, we do love a bit of piracy over here on Asgard's D&D.
Rand might join me once in a while, kill some krakens, you know.
I do that. I'm always up for a bit of kraken hunting. Stupid giant octopus things. My mortal enemies. But with that being everything from my players, guys, thanks for coming to see us. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or Asgard's D&D Adventures. With me today, we have had AK Warlock as Gloombeak. We've had Lolaceras Cosplays as Sue Marion. We have had Wingo the Wizard as Fallon or Baron. And we have had Charlie 182.0 as Varys. From all of us here at Asgard's D&D Adventures, good night, stay safe. Please